Welcome to the National Horseshoe Pitchers Association instructional video series. In this video, we will be logging into the statistic and web-based program called eShoe. We will be covering how the membership director enters, edits, and tracks the members within their charter. Once the charter has determined who is going to be assigned to the membership director within their charter, the NHPA secretary is contacted via email with a name, email, and phone number of the person or persons elected. At this time, a username and password will be assigned to log in. The membership director list for each charter needs to stay at a maximum of 1 or 2 per charter. This can include the president, secretary, or anyone else who is designated as a membership director for your charter. Keep in mind, any membership director who has been given a login to your charter could edit all members within your charter. Once you have been assigned a username and password, you will access the eShoe webpage by a shortcut you have created on your computer, tablet, or phone, or going to horseshoepitching.com, the NHPA website, scrolling down and hitting on the eShoe icon. Once you have gone to the eShoe website, you will see the public view page. It will have a toolbar with eShoe, home, and login within it, and a player search bar. If you click on the word login on the right side of eShoe bar, it will take you to the login page. At this time, you will enter your username and password. If you choose, you can check Remember Me, and this will remember you the next time you log on the device you're on. If you have lost your password, click on Forgot Your Password. This will take you to reset your password. If it does not work, contact the NHPA secretary. Once you've entered your password and username, click on Login. This will take you to a page to begin the tracking and editing of each member in your charter. At the top, you will see a toolbar as your login page had. You will notice there are a few more choices that have been added. Players, a hello message with your username, and logout. Currently, click on the hello message with your username. This will take you to a page to manage your account. Profile will be highlighted. You can change your username and verify that your email and phone number are correct. If you have done any changes, you will hit save and you will see your profile has been updated. If you do not have any changes, you will choose password. Currently, we recommend you change your password. You will need to type in your current password, then type in your new password, and confirm new password by typing it one more time before you hit the date. Password button, write down your password and place it where you will not lose it and no one else have access to it. Then hit update button. You will get a message that verifies your password has been changed. Now if you choose players in the toolbar, it will take you to a page with an export button, import player button, and a window with charter you have access to and a search window. Below these windows are windows with new players, player ID, player division, player, card year, how the player purchased their card, player city, and player state. If you click on the export button, this will download a spreadsheet with all the members' information on it. And you just open it up by hitting on the export button on the bottom. If you right-click the download, you can open the file and save it in any folder of your choice. You can make a check so files of this type always open, or you can always show in the folder it is currently in and move it to another folder. Once you have made your choice, you can cancel. If you hit the import player button, it will take you to a page to add a player with an existing number or one you have assigned to them. This includes players who have had a card number in the past but is not in eShoe currently, or a player who has a wrong card number. The membership director is in control of the player number. You can enter any number available if it is a 6-digit number in the player number box. Any charter that has 5 numbers, you need to add a 0 in front of the number in the player number for it to be accessible. Anyone who transfers from another charter that is not currently in eShoes will retain the number originally assigned to them by the charter they are transferring from. This number will be their number for life. If a player transfers from a charter and only has 5 numbers, just like I said before, you will have to add a 0 to the front of the existing numbers to make it. Next, you will select the charter name. There's a drop down, and that charter will be the charter that you have been assigned. Next, you will type the player's first name. Capitalize the first name and do not use nicknames. Make sure you do not have any spaces in front of the name. Next, you will type in the player's last name. Capitalize the last name. Make sure you do not have any spaces in front of the name. Next, you will enter their birth date by typing in a 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year. Or you can choose the calendar icon to the far right and arrow up or down to the specified birth month and choose the day. Next, you will type in the address, making sure you have no spaces in front of the address. Next is the second address line for box numbers or apartment numbers. Make sure there is no spaces in front of the entries. Next, you will type in the city. Capitalize the city and make sure there are no spaces in front of the city name. Next, you will type in the state abbreviation, 2-letter abbreviation, capitalizing both. Make sure there are no spaces in front of the abbreviation. Next, you will type in the postal code of the city. Make sure you have no spaces in front of the first number. Next, you will type in the home phone number. It is recommended that you use a hyphen after the first 3 numbers and before the last 4 numbers. Make sure there is no spaces in front of the numbers. If the cell phone is the same, you will not need to enter this. Next, you will enter the email address, making sure there are no spaces in front of the address. And last, the emergency contact by making sure there are no spaces in front of the name. You need to double check the data, and if correct, hit the save button. If you want to exit the existing player data without saving it, just hit cancel, and it will take you back to the player list page. You will only have access to the charter assigned to you. You can choose the charter assigned to you by hitting the down arrow in the charter box and clicking on the charter name. This will allow you to type a last name or first name or the full name in a search box to a single player's information. You must type the name as it is entered in eShoe or it will not display the player. You can also type in the card number of the person you're looking for in the search box. Once you have found the player you're looking for, it will have the player's card number and information for that player. If you hit the arrow icon on the far left of the player name, it will take you to a page that shows information on the membership for that player you have inquired about. This is the last card year of the player was current. Second is the charter the player is currently listed in. Third is the order method in which the player paid their card to the charter, online or by charter. The next window is the division in which the player is assigned. Men, women, exempt, cadets, cadet boys, cadet girls, elders, boys, or girls. The next window is the membership type: director, full-time, provisional, full, or trial. The card status is next. If they are paid, it will be paid. Most of the time it will say paid for the last year the player held the card. The amount of the charter charges for the division is next. This is the amount that is being charged for each charter. If everything is correct and the player is paid the charter directly, you can renew the player by hitting the renew button, and it will update the player to the current year. If you want to print a card the player is currently in, just hit the print button. It will print out a card automatically. This will take you to a preview of the card to be printed with the card number, card year, charter name, division the player is currently pitching in, and the name of the player with a little line saying the above name is entitled to all privileges afforded National Charter members for the current year they are holding. When you are finished with the player you search for, just hit the back button and it will take you back to the player's page. To edit a player's information or transfer a player to another charter, you will have to go to the icon with the pencil in it to the left of the player's name. Hit the icon and it will take you to a page with Edit Player. You cannot move a player from one charter to another from yours, but you can move a player from your charter to another charter. If a player wants to move charters, then they must contact the charter they are currently in and have the charter move them, or contact the NHPA secretary. Once the player has been moved, in the Edit Player page you can edit the contact information. Make sure the first name is correct. Make sure the last name is correct. Make sure the birthday is correct. Make sure the address is correct. Make sure the city is correct. Make sure the state is correct and abbreviated with 2 capital letters. Make sure the postal code is correct. Make sure the home phone or cell phone is correct. Make sure the email address is correct. Make sure the emergency contact is correct. Make sure the membership years are correct, if possible. The ringer percentage will automatically be updated as their results are updated into eShoe. Their events played will be automatically updated as their results are updated into eShoes. Once everything has been verified and checked, you will need to hit the update button to save everything. There is a trash can icon to the left of the player's name. If you need to delete the player from your charter, once you hit the icon, it will ask you if you are sure you want to delete player. If you hover over the card number to the left of the player's name, it will tell you what number the player is in that row. If you go to the last player on the bottom of the list you have displayed, it will tell you how many players are on that list. You can change the division alphabetically from A to Z by hitting the up arrow in the division table. At this point you can go to the first player's number in a certain division and note their row number, then go to the last player in that division and note their row number. This will tell you how many are in a certain division within your charter. Hit the up arrow again and it changes the division alphabetically from Z to A. Hit the down arrow, it will change everything back to the card number in numerical order. You can change the card year to oldest year to present by hitting the up arrow on the card year. Hit the up arrow again and it changes the card year from present to oldest. At this point you can go to the card number of the last player in the current year and hover over their number. This will tell you how many players you will have in that current year. Hit the down arrow and it will change everything back to the card number in numerical order. You can change to all the players that purchase their cards through the charter by hitting the up arrow in the purchased via table. At this point, you can go to the card number of the last player that purchased the card through your charter. And this will tell you how many purchased the card in your charter. If you hit the up arrow again, it will put all the players who purchased a card online first. Hit the down arrow, it will change everything back to the card number in numerical order. To add a new player, hit the new player button. This will take you to new player page. Make sure the player is not a past member of the NHPA with a number. An existing player who is not current with his NHPA card, or a player transferring to your charter. If you have made sure the player is indeed a new player, you need to select a charter by using the down arrow. Next, you will type in the player's first name. Capitalize the first name and do not use nicknames. Make sure you do not have a space in front of their name. Next, you will type in the player's last name, capitalizing the first name, and do not use nicknames. Next, you will type in the player's birth date by typing in the 2-digit 2-month birth date and 4-digit year. Or you can choose the calendar icon on the far right, arrow up and arrow down to the specified birth month and choose the day. Next, you will type in the address, making sure you have no spaces in front of the address. Next is the second address line. Next, you will type in the city, capitalizing the city and make sure you have no spaces in front of the city. Next, you will type in the state abbreviation, capitalizing both letters, making sure there are no spaces in front of the abbreviation. Next, you will type in the city postal code, making sure you have no spaces in front of the number. Next, you will type in the home phone number or cell phone number. Make sure there's no spaces in front of the number. Next, you will enter the email address, making sure there are no spaces in front of the address. And last, enter the emergency contact if you have one. You will need to double check the data, and if correct, hit the save button. This will generate a 6-digit number starting with 8 in a numerical order from the last new player entered in the eShoe. If you want to exit new player data without saving it, just hit cancel and it will take you back to the player list page. At this point, this is all the information you will need to add, delete, edit, or track a player in your charter. The last item is to go to the top right side of the page and log out. We hope this has helped you navigate through the eShoe program. Thank you very much.